Okay, hi everybody. Welcome to Tel Aviv. We're here in Tel Aviv a few days before Israel's second lockdown. And I'm Jacob Firsel. I'll be your tour guide today. What we're going to do is we're going to take a walk to two markets today. It's got me. And this is really like we're doing a tour. This is the parking lot where I park my car when I do a tour here. There's my tour car, that brown van over there. And when you use me, the van will be a little bit cleaner. And we're going to do a tour of some really nice things to do in Tel Aviv. One of them, which we'll come to momentarily, is called the Carmel Market. And it's a open air market that sells fruits and vegetables and fish and candy and also tourist stuff. Menorahs and crosses and pictures and magnets, and you have to be a bit careful because they like to charge tourists a lot of money for something that doesn't cost them a lot. I guess that's anywhere in the world. So rather than just take the whole walk, what I'm going to do is walk us through this way, and we'll meet up again at the entrance to the market. Okay, we're in recording mode now, and we're just about at the entrance of the market. So it's about 9:40, and there's a big parking lot near the market. There's a bus stop for very many lines, a lot of lines that will stop here. Israelis shop here. So the Carmel Market, Caramel, God's Garden. And the Carmel Market was started here in 1920. And what we're going to do is just walk the length here. We're at the beginning. And you can see what's in season: plums, grapes, figs. But not only do people, let's go to this nice lady and get that. So, I think she knows she's being filmed. So, this is a rare sight that the market is this empty. But it's early in the morning. The later in the day, the more things. So you have candy stores here. Candy is very popular in Israel. Israelis have a sweet tooth. So watermelon, pineapple, mangoes, everything you see here we grow. And of course, Israel's own contribution to the world, cherry tomatoes. You can see there's like 50 different types of cherry tomatoes. Now, I said that things could be expensive here. What you don't want to buy is the fruit in the glass, because it costs them about $50 and they charge about $10 for it. So just buy some fruit on the weight. It says how much it is per kilo. A kilo is 2.2 pounds. And I think this shop is, look at the size of this place. I don't remember this place being here, but it's a gourmet cheese and wine shop, olive oil. You can buy anything here. Now, what is in season now, these yellow things hanging, those are dates, and those are mature dates. They've just been chopped off the tree. You don't eat them like that. You freeze them for at least 24 hours. They caramelize, and then you eat them like candy. So it's a little bit of an uphill walk, and not everybody's open because it's early. 9:30 is not really time to shop here, but because of the weather, it's going to be about 93, 92 today, with about 60% humidity. So like I said, you can see the different types of cherry tomatoes, ginger here, and different types of fresh mint, onion, parsley, fennel. Bananas not so much in season now. Grapes, of course, at the end of summer. Today is September 14th. Yeah. And we just have a week left in summer. But in Israel, we don't have 4 seasons. We have 2 seasons. We have a dry season and a wet season. And then we have these like 3-week periods between the two. So, of course, grown all year round, eggplant, onion, tomatoes, cucumbers. But seasonal fruit like figs is amazing. So here are the figs. And as we walk, the market has specialties. I mean, it's just not fruits and vegetables, guys. What you have here are really, really good restaurants. Hey, dogs. There we go. There we go. So you see a guy here selling meat.
Delicious!
There, you're on camera. I'm not.
The best in the West.
There you go. See, it really is. This is where I take my people to eat when I'm here. One of the places. My favorite place. Quick and good. Baked goods. Now, we're walking on a north-south street in very southern Tel Aviv. To the east of us, we're going to go down here later. There's another market. We'll do that later in the day. So as we, let's see if I can take you where I want to go to here. Okay. So there's a fella here who's got a cat that's famous. Let's see if we can get to the cat. The market is, I'm glad it's empty today, because just to see wall-to-wall people, which you will have when you come here. And tourism starts again. So you can see the fast food is not quite open yet. They'll open that later. But when you come here, guys, just don't eat falafel. Look for the interesting stuff. For instance, this guy here says sandwich Tunisier, and they make a sandwich specialty. So here we go, they're hawking their wares, and if you just walk down a side street west, in other words toward the sea, you'll see all sorts of little places. And I just want to take us to this next street here, which parallels the market. Well, we're still in the market. This is still the market area. You can see the cars here, which will stay here, I think. Yeah, I don't think they're getting out. They have to have special permission to come here early in the morning, so they'll be leaving their cars here. And on this side street are more shops and restaurants. It's called Yom Tov Street, which means good day. And you can see more shops. It's really cool looking. And there are people that live here. Believe it or not. I don't think I'd like to live too close to the market, but very, very... Now I'd like to show you the reason why we're having such trouble with the corona is because in this little corner cafe, I was here a couple of weeks ago, people sit down, they don't wear masks, they're very close to one another. And even though you're outside, I don't know. So, see the guys there with the camera. This is a photographer's paradise. I'll be coming back here later to photograph. And let's just go back to the market now. So here we have these are the city cops, I guess you'd call them. And what they're doing is they're going to make sure that everyone's wearing a mask. And if you don't wear a mask, you get like about a $135 fine. And if any of these shops open the way they're not supposed to open, they can get about a $1,300 fine. Now, this is a meat restaurant here, and like I said, there's really good restaurants here, shops. And again, you want to buy a schmata to clean the kitchen floor, you can. So let's get back to the market, and we're going to keep on walking. You can see the Arabic pastries here. The orange stuff is called knafe. It's sort of like an Arabic cheesecake. It's very good. And look at the size of these. Look at the size of these beautiful figs. Wow. I'll dice some. But I'm not in the buying mood now. So, now the market also sells knickknacks and bric-a-brac, or as I call it, crap. But one man's crap is another man's treasure. If you want to buy t-shirts, buy them here. They're 20 shekel. In Hebrew, you know, the Coca-Cola, the Israeli Army t-shirt. Because if you buy it in the shop, you can pay, in Jerusalem, you can pay as much as 70 shekel. And it's the same shirt. So, we're going to keep on walking. And you notice that as we walk further north, there's less food stalls and more clothes and electronics and shoelaces and hats. Let me warn you about getting a hat here. If it's hot, you get a hat, you'll probably pay about $8 or $9. It shouldn't be more than $5. But supply and demand, right? T-shirts here, so you can get yourself t-shirts here, and they're expensive. So again, you want to buy a very, very tasteful ashtray. There you go. You can get yourself a tasteful ashtray. And young people love to clothes shop here. So if you have kids, teenagers especially, let's say they're between the ages of 13 and 23, 25, give them time to shop. Now I talked about so here's a t-shirt shop, all sorts of neat stuff in it. And if you want to buy some jewelry or some tourist stuff, you can get it here, and it's much cheaper than if you were to buy it elsewhere. So guys, we're coming to the end of the Carmel Market. Yeah, that's it. This is it. It ends at a very famous street called Allenby Street. And at Allenby Street there's a plaza. And at the plaza there's usually all types of characters that, so you can sit down in the shade, you can sit down and get yourself a coffee. But right next door, and this is why you want to come here on Tuesdays and Fridays only. That's because if you see the street sign, it says Nachalat Benjamin Street, Benjamin's Place. And this begins another market. They're just setting up now. We'll come back here later. We'll take a break now. So guys, I'm Jacob Firsel. This was a tour of the Carmel Market. Okay, everybody. Here we are at the beginning of Nachalat Benjamin Artists Market, Art Fair. This is something, doesn't look like much, but by the time you get here, and those who you have been here probably remember it, full of people, full of artists. What I'd like to talk about is this building in front of us, because this, called the Poly House, See the name of the street, Nahalat Benjamin. Tel Aviv is a United Nations World Heritage Site, and it is because of this buildings like this. This is a Bauhaus school building. Here we call it the International School. And Bauhaus architecture, this is like epitomizes it. This building right here, they have round corners. They have windows that encircle the building. Like I said, Tel Aviv is a United Nations World Heritage Site because of the Bauhaus buildings here. Okay, more than, I think, something like 2,700. So this is one of them, and there's another one. If you see this structure across the street there's another one. Their corners are round, lots of window, lots of airspace. The school started in Germany in the early 20th century. A fellow by the name of Gropius, I believe his name was Max Gropius, was one of the founders of the Bauhaus School. And because they were socialists, that's a nice word for, we don't use the C word here, right? They were socialists. They were thrown out of Germany, and most of them made their way to America. So Mies van der Rohe is probably the most well-known one in the United States. I believe he taught architecture at Harvard. So the architecture here is very Tel Aviv. So you see a restored building here, and you turn around and you see a building, which I believe the expression is fugly. And this building has to go through restoration. It is not a Bauhaus building, but a building which is called eclectic. I think the term is being very forgiving. So we're going to take a walk down of the street here. Now, ordinarily, all of the street here would be full of booths and Opa. So you can see the now this is all handmade by the artists. The artists actually sit here and sell what they've made. So you're giving money when you buy. You're not giving, you're purchasing artwork. This is from the artists. And you can see they look like artists. You know, they're sort of artsy looking type of people. And this is kind of cute. I like the stuff they sell here. So you can see the art they sell here. This fellow using olive wood making. You can see what they're, actually his work I like a lot, this guy. This little wire sculpt, I really like him. And of course he puts it in a box for you if you buy it. And the artists here are kind of eyeing me suspiciously because I've got this GoPro camera on. And this lady is very photogenic. It's got some great portraits of her. You can go to my website and see. But really, this is about a third of as many people are here. Now, some of them will open up a little later. It's only about 11:15 in the morning. Today is Tuesday. They'll stay open till it gets dark, maybe a little later. And you can see the wares they have here. Hi. And this guy using stained glass. We call it vitrage. That's the French word. And this is all, and you can make it with your name on it. Like I said, all these little whimsical, of course, handmade jewelry for the ladies over there. So now what's interesting is the architecture. And you see a building that has been redone here, number 10 here. And it says Dan, which makes me think that this just might become a boutique hotel. So that's, but because of the corona, all the hotels are closing in a few days. Now, ordinarily I'm here with my camera, my film camera and my digital camera, taking portraits, but because everybody's wearing a mask, I don't know, the clocks. There you go, clocks here, handmade, here's the artist. And we continue on down the street. And so here there's a lady selling nice face masks. 10 bucks a pop for a face mask. Okay, and of course you have ice cream. Of course we call it gelato and charge twice as much for it. So again, you can see the handmade jewelry here, and this fella selling Judaica mezuzot, which are very, very pretty. I feel like buying one for my son, but without his wife here, I'm not buying anything for their home. And you can see the street here that has been gentrified, and I just imagine how much these flats up there are costing. Now, when the street is open on, of course, Sabbath, everything is closed on Saturday, but Sunday, Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, here's my favorite artist here, eating something organic probably. The street is open, and this is an area that sells textiles. But because of the artist fair, there's a lot of little cafes that have opened up. You see a little cafe here, and this beautiful, beautiful home here building that's been Beit Levi, it says. And here's, of course, a street artist. We see these. I actually don't, and she works in oil, which is kind of interesting. Wow. So you can see and they're working. They sit here and they get their work done. What's interesting is there's no photographers here. Usually, I said, I see all types of interesting people here. So, these little objet d'art. Now, the street goes down all the way. Down, and usually in season, this is not season. September is not high season whatsoever. Kids have gone back to school. Usually it's not. There are street performers here. There we go. Here's one. I'm not a big fan of street performers. What are you going to do? It's begging. But right now I don't blame people because there's no work. Unemployment here is about 26% right now, and it's hitting the young people. Unemployment here is a big problem here. It's hitting the young people, and you can see how crowded the market is. I mean, it's empty, and ordinarily this would just be packed with stalls again. And it ends. You see here another lady making mezuzot, and the artist here, very talented, beautiful. This is actually very pretty. So if you come here, you can buy it from the artist themselves. His or herself. You can see little, like I said, now they do sell some of this stuff in shops, but of course there's a markup. So, and it's just really kind of, well, look, oof, this is like a third of, as I said before, this is about a third of what's here, and there's a fella here at the end with the marionettes, or I passed him already. I know. There's people who have been here for so long that I actually know them. This guy here with the tambourines. I don't know how long he's been here. I don't know him. Because you want to get at the very front. So here we are at the very end of the market. Now, Nachalat Benjamin Street continues on. Again, we see now another restored building, the International. So in other words, when this building was built, you can see that this building fits more like Vienna, Budapest, Romania, because the Jews who came in, Tel Aviv is not that old of a city. Tel Aviv was started in 1909. So, and there was nothing here. Sand, rocks, a lizard, not a lot here. So everything you see here is in the city. So you see these restored buildings, this one just finishing its restoration. So, let me get this off and so my name is Jacob Firsel. This was a walking tour of, there I am. I have to be careful here because they can find me with my mask like this. So guys, Jacob Firsel here. Hope you enjoyed the tour. Please come here on your own. And this is something you don't need a tour guide for. I would recommend having a day off when you come to Tel Aviv, when you come to Israel, be in Tel Aviv, and have that day off either Tuesday or Friday, and you can do this. You can do the tour of the Carmel Market tour. You don't need a guide. You just go in, and everybody speaks English. So stay healthy, wear your mask, wash your hands 6 feet apart, and we'll meet in better times. Bye-bye now.